The Black Hand's Regenesis project is based upon my research. They're utilizing Tiberium as a mutagen to incite forced genetic acceleration.
English, Doc.
Dr. Petrova is attempting to create genetically enhanced super soldiers.
We can't let that happen.
General, has there been any word about my daughter?
I'm afraid not. We've turned the Nod science facility inside out. There's no trace of her.
Petrova's got her. Probably took her to Kane.
For once, we're one step ahead of you. GDI is launching a massive assault on Kane's temple as we speak.
I'll find her, Doc.
We've arranged for an ion cannon to be at your disposal. A strike on Kane's front door should get his attention.
Time to rock and roll.
Welcome back, Commando.
We've started the initial assault on the Nod base. The mammoth ahead of you is guarding the insertion point. Keep it alive.
That's all I get for backup? One little tank?
Keep it alive and I'll have the driver give you the keys. How's that?
Welcome back, Commando. So, despite this being, I guess, based on the last mission for the GDI campaign for the first game, it doesn't really have the same sort of feel to it. And GDI is having a kind of a tough time. I think the first time I played this, I thought all these vehicles were kind of fluff, so I never really paid attention to them. But you should, because of all the ammo you get.
My sights.
Easy work. If you destroy that hand of Nod, it should...
Yeah, I know this drill.
It's nice to know that characters feel the same way as I do when given repeat instructions. This mission will have a lot of tricks to throw at you, namely, units will be on high locations to snipe you down, or just to have rockets being thrown into your face. There's a mammoth tank that's not really sure how to shoot the guy next to it, and the guy next to it won't actually shoot back, which is weird.
Armor through the southeastern base gate until it's open. See what you can do about unlocking it.
Enemy structure destroyed.
And as an additional problem, the mammoth tank isn't that smart, and has the ability to kill you because of friendly fire. So there's something to keep in mind.
Hey! I'm hit! Under fire!
Now, it might be a smarter decision to just use a ion cannon beacon to take out this place, but I think I save it for a little bit later. Oh, I don't even have it anymore. Well, never mind. Oh, now I remember why. Okay. There's a end of the mission thing that explains it. So, as before, go down into the depths of the Hand of Nod, destroy it, come back out, and proceed to the next building or area you need to clear. It's a shame too because this building, this Hand of Nod, is actually like not a bad place for the Tiberium auto rifle. Like the Hand of Nod is pretty big in certain spots, and because you're not really going to be spending a lot more time in here once you clear it, you can kind of get away with turning units into Viceroids. And I don't know if I've ever seen a Viceroid use an elevator, so they can kind of stay contained. Getting ammo for the chain gun, though, is particularly nice. Again, more proof that you have to jump and hit E. It just doesn't work otherwise. I think I mentioned it a long time ago, but it's a kind of a pet peeve for me that you always see the health of the building. It sometimes makes it tough to know if there's reinforcements right behind an enemy you just killed. And considering how laser ammo still isn't that frequent, frequent enough, but you know what I mean. It's just any sort of lost ammo or wasted ammo that way sucks.
I'm no longer reading the Hand of Nod as active. Is that your handiwork, Havoc?
You know it. Should put the hurt on reinforcements.
I kind of question how much, in terms of reinforcements, actually ever occur from buildings. Like, I think there's only 2 missions where you could probably observe that. This one, I think it was the first actual mission. But I've never really noticed like a steady stream of enemy units or anything. I hit it too. Now we're going to need the Mammoth tank for a few things later on in this mission, and it's of a particular annoyance that the Mammoth tank is as slow as it is. There's just... this map isn't very small, and because of that, the Mammoth tank just suffers that much more. It's just a little boring having to drive it around. Especially if this is like your second, third, fourth, etc. go at this mission.
Havoc, there's a functional Nod-Tiberium refinery located just ahead. Destroying it will
Enemy
slow down Nod production for this
Enemy
facility.
structure
One thing I like about
destroyed.
this place. Lots of stuff to blow up.
So if I already killed the Hand of Nod, do I have to destroy the Tiberium refinery? Since they can't use the money. I don't think that's something the game ever truly explains, or hand waves away, really. Unfortunately for us, we have to actually get into this building. Normally I'd just avoid it. I don't think destroying it or the buildings in this, or destroying all buildings in this mission is even critical, or like a tertiary thing. But you kind of need to, because one of the units here will have a keycard. I don't know why that guy was already damaged, though. And that is not a master control terminal. It's too bad that the refinery is one of those buildings that actively kills you. I find that there's some architecture I'd like to actually see in it, but
that destroyed
you can't really without,
That's enough, Havoc. Good work.
you know, prolonged exposure to Tiberium. I don't even think bunny hopping is a thing in this game. Kind of a missed opportunity. Similar to the tertiary objective we had 2 missions ago, this very much feels more like a right, I was having a lot of trouble with that one. Much like the 2 missions ago, it feels like this is just space for fluff, and it kind of sucks that the theme doesn't get explored a little bit more than it does. Also, just because of how big everything is, I can't imagine playing this game without a walkthrough or a guide. The guide I have is just very nice for having maps.
Looks like the gate is
They're
down. Nice work.
not super detailed or anything, but nice to have regardless. So yeah, we get the mammoth tank, we move it over to the second area, and we'll want to do some obelisk removal with it.
There's still a SAM located on the
destroyed.
eastern side of the base.
Like I don't have enough to deal with here.
The SAM sites actually aren't important because you don't get air support, so I don't know why they make a big deal out of it. I also find it weird because the obelisk is kind of a necessary thing to destroy. You can't unpower it
SAM site destroyed.
because the power plant is further down, so you can't
This laser
get to it.
fence requires a lot of power. There must be a non-power plant nearby, possibly on the north side of the base.
So if a power plant powers the obelisk, and you can't get to the power plant without destroying the obelisk, then why make it a tertiary objective? Because you're going to have to disable it regardless.
You taking care of that base gate, Havoc?
Yeah, eventually. Kind of makes it sound like you could destroy gates, which isn't a thing in this game. Also, I'm pretty sure that you can destroy this communications tower from a distance, but sadly, because of the offset angle that you shoot, you can't actually accomplish it. Also, I can't tell if this power plant just repairs that quickly, or if it's invincible for purposes. Typically, there'd be a power bar or HP bar to show you what's up, but unfortunately it's not the case. And we can also see that the DPS of the Mammoth tank is good enough to potentially destroy it. It's just not possible because of it's really hard to shoot and hit with both barrels.
Will you take a look at this? I don't think this is a Nod vehicle.
Yeah, it's way more Red Alert-ish, Havoc.
Pull out!
Acquiring target. Probable signal.
So not only is this UFO not from around here, but already has inhabitants of a sort.
We've got another gate situation in the northwestern sector. I'll highlight its Havoc. Take out that construction yard and the power plant repairs should cease.
The laser chain gun is just so good.
Oh, you made quick work of that one. Good show, Havoc.
Stealth tanks are actually very annoying to have to deal with
Site destroyed.
if you're at a distance to them anyways.
Both Sams are
Sam
offline,
site
Havoc. Good
destroyed.
job.
I don't know where that laugh comes from, by the way. So I'm a little bit in trouble here. And thankfully the enemy misses their first shot. And somehow that Apache misses, but I'm really not sure how. And no, I'm not going to count this as air support because, yeah, that's not the case. So we have to destroy the construction yard, we have to destroy a couple of these other things, but realistically, you're better off doing it with the Mammoth tank. So, my advice is essentially go through the entire base, bring the Mammoth tank back, and then do it that way. It's just way easier. Also, each building seems to have like 2 or 3 engineers to repair it that quickly, because it's... at first it would have been possible to kill him with the mammoth tank, but not the case afterwards. Also, there seems to have been some sort of bug where destroying the Tiberium silos didn't actually complete the secondary objective for me the first time around, and I'm not sure why. I think it might have been because I destroyed them from very far away, and it didn't register as me being within the destruction area, I guess we'll call it, or the trigger area for the audio. Also, I happen to be missing a special item I need to get, so I have to go back here. I'm not sure if I would ever want to use a health pack from a Viceroy. So, you have to kill that guy specifically, because he has a security card you'll need. Or at least, he has the security card you'll need for a special thing. Otherwise, you could have just continued on and taken out the communication center, etc. For all intents and purposes, the mission's pretty much over. We just have to destroy a communication center, and then once that's done, you just go over to the Temple of Nod and do the cutscene part. It's actually rather unceremonious, and which the game tends to like doing, where it just kind of suddenly ends without, you know, proper signposting, I guess. You know, while I praise the cutscenes a lot, it just feels like sometimes the missions, when they end, it's just very lackluster. Now, maybe it's because they wanted to do a stat screen before cutscene, but it seems like had they changed it around, it might have just been a little better. So this USO has a nice mix of units. We see chemical soldiers, we see acolytes, we also see a new unit called the Templar. The Templar is basically the super soldier of this game. We also have this weapon. The Volt auto rifle kind of acts like in a similar fashion to the Tiberium auto rifle. The design of it's very similar, same sort of like attack speed, etc. The only difference is that the Volt auto rifle doesn't really have a weakness. The Tiberium rifle obviously doesn't work against Tiberium-based life forms. The Volt does not have to worry about that problem. It also tends to T-pose units, which makes it a little helpful so that they don't move or dodge or anything. The one problem with that is that I haven't really noticed how spread out damage is done with it.
GDI ion cannon satellite targeting restored.
Good work, Havoc. Our satellite's back online.
Everything's all wrapped up down here, Locke. What next?
Well, we need you to approach the Temple of Nod and place an ion cannon beacon in front. I'm airdropping one for you now.
Consider it done.
I'm sure you can handle placing a beacon, Havoc. Trust me, you'll have fun.
I don't think I've ever noticed if the Volt does like headshot damage. It probably does. I don't know why I would assume otherwise, but just for some reason I can't recall seeing it doing that. this game does not play with angle as well all that much. And then once we grab the beacon, it's over.